There we go. Welcome back, guys. Kibla Ahmed out here. I'm joined with Dax and Gilman in Hong Kong. G-Man, do your introductions. Let everybody know there's Little D there as well.
Little D. Yeah, what's happening, guys? G-Man out here in Hong Kong. Hope you guys are well. Special guest today. We've got Big D, Dax. We've got Little D over here, Little Dallas. Special guest. We've got loads to talk about, kids. It was the San Diego Comic-Con, right? So much shit to talk about, so good to get other perspectives on board because there's a lot.
No, definitely. I say it's been a very eventful week. There's loads of news that have come around from everywhere. We've had a quiet couple of weeks, and San Diego Comic-Con kind of kicked it all off. And life in general has got extremely busy. You got back to HK, so the whole family's missing you, bro.
Yeah, miss you guys too, man. I've been mad jet lagged.
Yeah.
I got no sleep yesterday. That's when I watched all the trailers, bro. I had no sleep. But hopefully today I can sleep. But yeah, I miss you guys too, man. It's been a crazy week getting back to reality. But yeah, you know.
No, it is what it is.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yes, definitely. So guys, this is podcast number 35, I think. I can't believe how long we've been doing this for. Massive thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys, when you message me on Twitter and Instagram, it's always overwhelming, and I want to show my appreciation. I've always got giveaways, guys, and I've got giveaways. I've got more giveaways, but I am in my bedroom now. It's too hot upstairs, but I still have Lara Croft Funko Pop to give away, and that's to anybody in the world, guys. Just drop a comment below, and I'll send that anywhere, and we'll go from there. Massive thank you, and thank you for joining us on this podcast. Thanks, Dax and Little D for joining us as well. So let's start the show, G-Man. Introduce them, and then you can start your list and go from there.
Let's do this, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go through, man. Let's start off with, did you guys hear about Omega Red that was supposed to be in the uncut version of Deadpool? Did you see that?
I had heard about an uncut version. I have not heard about Omega Red. So that's pretty awesome.
They had a picture of him. I don't know if that was, I don't know if you saw it, kids. I don't know if it was the...
Hold up, bro.
Look kind of clayish or whatnot.
Yeah.
Did I freeze?
You froze for a bit, so repeat that last second you just said.
Yeah, the picture that was online, I don't know if that was the actual look of Omega Red, but it looked kind of clayish and whatnot, so I'm not sure, if that was a final cut. But that would have been epic, man. Omega Red in, on the big screen. I mean, he's always been, especially part of the X-Force sort of universe and that team and whatnot, he's always involved in that stuff, so that would have been pretty cool to see him in there.
Yeah, no, I mean, us growing up with X-Men, Omega Red, you know how much of a big Wolverine villain he is, and the way so it's like very. I wish they actually put that scene in. To be honest, like they've got to stop doing this deleted scene business and start putting those good scenes in the movie, because they sacrifice. I think general movies sacrifice the best scenes just because of timing and how long it's going to be. Like, I think some studios need to just kind of say, all right, you know what, we've gone all balls out already, let's just throw it in there. But that's just me anyway.
No, I agree, man. Sometimes they take out these big things which could have been amazing, or, I don't know, man, with Deadpool, Wolverine was always the first choice to get him involved, you know what I mean? It would have been epic, but I don't think they should have rushed that anyway. If you're going to get Wolverine involved in the Deadpool movie, then it's got to be done right. And I mean, you're a big Deadpool fan, right? So if you want to see them two together, you want to see it done properly.
I guess going on to the point where you're saying as well, when studios are deciding to cut things down to make things a bit more short, punchier, that's not necessarily the right way to go, right? I think the way people are kind of leaning towards now is to have a story that is, a film that's really, they would have seen that and kind of saw that as a major Easter egg to a lot of
Definitely. It's like what they did with Juggernaut. Like, at the beginning, we were like, they're talking about somebody, and then you kind of piece it together, and you're like, it's the Juggernaut, and you get so excited. Like, he was the best part of the movie. That scene was like it's a good scene, and like finally they did him the way we grew up to see him and the way he was supposed to look. So I'm really happy about that. So little things like that, I appreciate it more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're now, going on to the next sort of topic with the news and Disney and Fox merger and whatnot.
This is where Dax. This is where Dax comes out. But let's keep this short. in respect, let's keep this really short because I've been doing the podcast last year.
Good news, I know we've been talking about ages, so we'll make it short. But the good news is Comcast has finally dropped out of the bids.
Okay.
So nothing. I think Comcast is going to focus on the pursuit of Sky and all those European broadcasts and stuff like that. So CMB, I think CMB is CMB. And they're going to leave the Fox Entertainment to Disney, thank God. Jesus, that scared us, man. That scared us. But yeah, with that happening, hopefully we're going to see a whole new X-Men and mutant universe that we've always been waiting for. And one day, you never know, man, Phase 4 could be, Phase 6 or whatever could be, what's his name, Galactus or something.
It'd be interesting to see where it will go. But it's like, until, as you said, until papers are signed, and things can be talked about properly, because, as you know, with social media and people doing podcasts, just rumors, man. We can't be. I don't want to be one of them that just spreads random rumors. So I want to just keep it honest.
No. Well, the good thing is the news I've been always reading is off like on the Wall Street Journal, and the journal's supposed to be legit. But but the good news is nothing's been signed. But like I've read that the government and the governors or whoever has to have approved.
Yeah.
And Comcast is out of the bidding. So, I think it's $71.3 billion. God damn.
I love that money talk, bro.
Anyway, Disney will know what they're doing, so they're just gonna rule the world. But anyway, I don't want to stick too much on that. We always talk about it.
Let's move on
to the next thing, man. Let's talk about James Gunn since you mentioned it, man. Damn, James Gunn. You heard about that, right?
Is this official, or is this again another rumor that's just kicked around?
I think he's fired, man. It's all over the place. It's official, man.
Okay, so my thought is on.
David Bautista, he's kind of come out talking about that, saying this is his brother. I saw that comment. Yeah, Bautista was quite upset about it. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's crazy what you were just saying. Like we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Twitter's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing, but it's necessary in society because everybody wants to know what everyone else is thinking, right? But this happened. He commented something in 2008.
That's what I'm saying.
And the fact is, let's be real. Disney knew what he commented.
Exactly.
Only because in public they were just like, oh man, we gotta fire you now, man. We went 8 years strong or whatever, 10 years strong, solid without people knowing. Someone brought it up. You gotta go, bro. Which is a shame. It's
a shame. I mean, and you've got to really be careful with, like, when you're in an industry like that. You shouldn't even have I would give that responsibility to a PR and say, look, man, look after like most people do. When you start having personal stuff put on there, it's quite difficult.
Yeah, I'd say outside of that, it's pretty sad because I think just a while back he had posted about how he had just started on the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 script. So that kind of already meant that we were going to be getting something pretty soon.
Yeah, that's right.
Since he kind of like came out with Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, I was telling you before that I would personally put a lot of Thor Ragnarok's success behind the fact that someone like James Gunn had actually created this cosmic universe for people to actually visualize.
Yeah.
If you were to take a look at something like Thor 1 and 2, you never really had that. And then, for something like Guardians of the Galaxy to come in and paint this picture of what this cosmic universe could look like, led on to Thor Ragnarok, which led on to Infinity War, and obviously what is to come.
Yeah.
So it helped create that universe in the cinematic universe to be taken out is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Very sad.
Because that, like you said, that ultimately that universe he actually started it, and then the rest of them had to follow and use that base as their guidance to create that universe. So you're right, man. I don't know. It's crazy, man. I still think Disney took him aside and said, "Listen, man, we had a good one. We knew you said that back in 2008. Someone found it. We got to let you go. Otherwise, they would never have hired him in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
So true. Very true.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, you're right. These people shouldn't be saying stuff on Twitter. But how
the problem
10
is,
years ago,
as you said, remember. So it's the way the universe works in mysterious ways. Yeah. So you could have said something 10 years ago, and it'll creep back at you but somebody will always try and pull the bad out. They would never see the positive in something. And to be honest, like I've read the tweets. Yes, they're a bit outlandish, but who isn't outlandish? Like creative minds, creative people, people in general are. What's the word now? Bold, man. We say more. We talk more. We maybe not put things into action. Hold up, bro. You froze again.
Yeah, so did you, man. But yeah, no, people just, Twitter is just given, again, social media is just given the ability for anyone in the world to talk and make a comment, and anyone in the world to turn a little thing into a big thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Maybe some dude, I'm just saying, this could be a conspiracy theory, but say there's some crazy DC fan who's upset that all the Marvel movies are a success, so he went digging, and then he found it. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That could have been a dude in, I don't know, the Bermuda Triangle area or whatever. Some random dude by himself, and he's like, I'm gonna find this shit. And then he found it, and he was like, hey guys, look at this. Like, that's the power of the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's what could. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but that's the power of it. That's what it.
No, it is.
Does.
I know how powerful it can be. And
even like, you know, Roseanne said some crazy shit, and I've listened to on Joe Rogan's podcast that she's gonna try and jump on and kind of express her part, but. She was the main character, and they got rid of her like that. That's how they have to take it so serious in that sense.
No, they have to, but there's consequences on what you're saying when you're at that. You're put on a pedestal, yeah, and then
I know
you say outlandish stuff. Knowing it's weird because you've got to be careful, man. You've got so many because you've got followers now. This is the problem. You've got followers. You got people not wanting to be. Leaders and doing their own things. They've become followers and following these people. So they've got to set an example as well. Like, I don't follow anybody famous because I don't have nothing to take from them.
For sure.
Yeah.
If what you're saying is right, just bringing Roseanne into this as well is to say that her comments were very current.
Yeah.
Versus someone like James Gunn's comments, which were then more than a decade ago. And then to be called upon that because of like who you were back then versus who you are now. Or
different.
Exactly. So it's
crazy. One, you got to be careful what you say, but two, like at the same time, he has come out, he's apologized, and really, you know, it's up to the studios and where it goes from there.
I think the studios have no choice. I mean, on that Roseanne thing, like, she's going to appear on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I'm hearing about she was like, she's in a depressive state, and she's been drinking and on drugs and blah, 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 and she didn't even knew that person was black when she made the comment. I just thought I'd throw that in there just because I've heard it on this podcast, just so I throw it in there. But yeah, I mean...
But things are going to get taken out of context, isn't it? Things will always be taken out of context, but yeah, you've got to be careful. Yes, in a way, like how I see it is like social media is a very powerful tool, but it's a tool that can either make you or break you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah. And what's going to be interesting now is Guardians has been, you know, remember Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew nothing about them. Now they're the most popular characters, right? So whoever takes over has not just got the biggest job to do, but they got to still follow what James Gunn's done. You have to, because he set the benchmark, and then they got to expand on that.
Of course.
There's that saying, like, often imitated but never duplicated, right? And
exactly.
At the end of the day, it's like, you know, you got some pretty large shoes to fill if you're going to come in and kind of try to take over where he had begun to already create a universe that has successfully and visually looked outstanding. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. It's going to be big shoes to fill, and remember, we're expecting people like Adam Warlock and them guys involved. You know, I don't know where it's going to go. Like, so
all we can do is wait, bro, and see what happens. Like, I've seen they'll work around it, man. They'll find a way. I mean, look what happened to the guy even the director for Deadpool 2.
True.
He went through a similar process, man. So, like, because he couldn't get creative control over something that he started off with, he ducked out. It happened.
Yeah.
So somebody else will come in and do a great job. So
I think if if any studios or whatever's going to make it work best with one director coming out, another coming out, it's going to be Marvel. You know, we saw what happened to Solo movie. That had a similar situation, and people were kind of like, what was the other one? There was a couple other movies, Justice League.
Yeah.
You know, sort of like that. So I think if any studios can make it work, it will be Marvel. But they will do a long process before they hire a new director.
Well, yeah, they're gonna take their time. They're definitely take their time. But we'll go from there, man.
Cool. The other thing was Ash. You see, Ash posted a little. Did you see the little teaser clip for Iron Fist season 2?
I have not actually.
Yeah, you can check that out. I mean, it's a real short clip. I mean, Dax was one of the only guys that actually really liked the program.
No,
even though
I know. The thing is, hold up. I'm gonna because like I enjoyed it as well. Me and the wife enjoyed it. So, there was a few inconsistencies in the season, but in general, because I want to know more about the character, I was drawn to it, man. I think they could just take my money, man. Netflix just take my money, man. I only got Netflix because they got the Marvel show, so they're taking my money. So take my money.
I liked it as well. I think that during the time when it first came out, a lot of people were always talking about the whitewashing aspect of it, but those are people that never grew up reading the comics and knowing the character themselves. So then again, it's like when you're dealing with a lot of the fans that do watch these shows, the only thing that I kind of really felt it was missing was that real punch to see him really become the Iron Fist.
That's right.
Every time he reached the stage where he was going to be who he was supposed to be, that power was taken away and he was restricted from being who he was supposed to be. But the world's not very forgiving. Make or break the show.
But look, I personally,
but it is kind of, like, so I haven't seen the teaser teaser. I'd be interested.
Check it out. I mean, look, I personally been one of the guys to cast it, but I always watched it because I'm interested. I'm interested to see what they do. I don't think he was the best casting, but I do think if anyone's going to turn the season around and make someone a character a fan favorite, it's going to be Marvel. Look at Thor. I liked Thor 1 and 2, but they were okay. And then look, right? So I still got faith that Iron Fist can be one of the best characters.
I don't know, Dax, have you seen season 2 of Luke Cage yet?
He's halfway through it, so you can't. No spoilers.
Okay, all right. I'll keep it as that then, anyway. But I'm just saying in general. So basically, they've got the fight choreographer from Black Panther, isn't it? For working on season 2.
Yes.
So I think the martial arts is gonna get much more better. Because I think that was the major thing that was wrong with the first season was you could tell that he didn't have the movements of a martial artist.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this will help.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what we always said. He didn't look like a smooth kung fu martial artist because he's supposed to be like Iron Fist. So hopefully, they said that they didn't give him enough time to train. He had like 6 weeks or something. I don't know, something ridiculous, right? So hopefully, he's been training this whole time. His martial arts skill set is looking better, and with this choreography from the Black Panther, should be we'll give it a chance. I'm gonna watch it at the end of the day.
No, of course.
Even if I watch episode 1, I'll be like, oh, this is shit. I'm still gonna watch episode 2 to 12 anyway. So
language, bro.
Anyway,
this one's a PG one.
Yeah, sorry. So I shouldn't be swearing for a little man.
Yeah, please.
But
I wasn't listening.
Alright, cool. Alright, next thing is Venom. Did you hear about the news about Venom, kids?
Yes. I'm gonna let you guys take over on this one, and I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Dax take over because Dax is a bigger Venom.
Go for it, Dax.
He's a bigger Venom fan than I am. So Dax, man, tell us, man, what you think. Tell us what's happening and tell us what you think, man.
Okay, so first off, to just give you some background about me, I'm also kind of like G. Even if something's not meant to be that good, I'll watch it and give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'll come out and I'll probably end up enjoying it or whatnot. And being a huge Venom fan, of course, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. And I'm also a huge Tom Hardy fan. However, just kind of, I don't know, like first time I saw the trailer, the first trailer to Venom, it didn't really hit me or wow me, and I was a bit worried And I just still want to give it the benefit of the doubt. And obviously, with Comic-Con coming out, and then them kind of also saying that it's going to take place outside of the Spider-Man universe. Me as a Spider-Man fan, Venom fan, Spider-Man fan, obviously, it's a bit upsetting, a bit worrying, and I don't know at this point. They mentioned that they had removed Venom's spider print, all because they wanted to have less relation to him and Spider-Man, and I don't know. To me, becoming Venom and the symbiote itself, a huge part of it is being part of Spider.
Exactly.
And remove that, it's just taking away from the core of who this character is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, again, if they come out and say it's also to kind of disassociate themselves from that particular character, it then becomes worrying in terms of, okay, well, does the symbiote suit shoot webs? Or, again, then why does the eyes of Venom look similar to Spider-Man? There's so many different things you can change in a symbiote, and the more that you take away that hatred that the symbiote has towards Peter Parker and Spider-Man, the less Venom.
Yeah, because you were saying, because Eddie Brock hates Spider-Man, and then the symbiote...
Eddie Brock hates Peter Parker.
Yes,
right?
yeah, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And Eddie Brock lost his job because he was... basically trying to compete with someone like Peter Parker, who always had photos of Spider-Man because obviously he was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And in order for Eddie Brock to stand out as a photographer, he then created fake photos of Spider-Man doing something villainous.
Yeah.
And in which case he found out and got fired for it. At the same time, Spider-Man wanting to get rid of his symbiote suit because it kind of led him down a darker path. They ended up crossing paths during the same point in time, and then the symbiote found Eddie Brock, and the hatred that they had for the same characters is what kind of gave birth to Venom.
Venom really is, exactly.
And so the more you remove that, the less of the character you have.
I agree. I mean, I'm not a biggest fan as you, but I know Venom, and from what I know Venom, I know Spider-Man. You know what I'm trying to say? So I still heard that Tom Holland Spider-Man is in the universe. I heard he's making a cameo. Now, if that's been taken away or not, I'm not sure. But
I think that's a rumor, bro.
So if
That's
they
a rumor. So Sony are making a movie that is going to be completely out of... It's going to have no connections. They want to start off their own franchise with a character. He's going to be an anti-hero. So he's going to be an anti-vigilante. So, I mean, he's going to be like a... This is going to be Sony's... I don't know, man. They want a new franchise. They want to make the money on the superhero business. So,
you know what?
Then you also got to think about the growth of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and later down the line, it's great they're doing what they're doing. But obviously, they had introduced the Vulture, Scorpion, and now they're going for Mysterio.
Yeah.
And so you're getting all these characters that you hadn't really seen in any of the other Spider-Mans before, which is great.
Yeah.
But while watching all the old Spider-Mans too. This current day of Spider-Man, everyone has always wanted to get to the point where you could really get Venom and then you can get Carnage.
Yeah.
oh yeah, of course.
Separate those two, right? Let's say Venom flops, right? If it flops and it doesn't make any money, you're never really going to get to that point of seeing Carnage for who Carnage is. And then when you get those two characters and you try to put that into Spider-Man's universe, you're going to have to recast these people again. The way they're being portrayed there versus another kind of franchise on the side of that they're being portrayed. There's going to be an overlapping of that too.
Yeah.
From a studio's standpoint, and movies coming out at the same time, I'd say separate.
No, you're totally on that. It's going to be confusing. It's going to throw fans off. I mean, after I heard about the spider symbol won't be on his Venom suit, it kind of switched me off. I'm still going to give it, I'm going to go in there because I'm a big fan of Spidey, the comic book world, and Tom Hardy, But I'm not going for the reasons where I'm going to go see a really good comic book movie. I'm going to see something that's not going to be related to what we've been watching for the past 10 years.
Yeah, and that's a risky move. From my perspective, I'm saying from a day and age that we're in now, where you want to be a part of this Marvel universe, knowing how successful they are, they're taking a risky move to say, actually, we don't want to be a part of your universe, right? And I think that's risky. So if they do flop, right, one, that could be a blessing in disguise, where Disney goes, all right, well, come back, let's make a deal, right?
Yeah.
And that could be epic in one sense. But then if they do succeed, which would be great, but we'll never see those characters in one movie. You know what I'm trying to say? And they obviously have that deal where they have to make a movie every, 3 months or something like that? Or 3 years, sorry.
3 years.
And what they did with Spider-Man, they kept on rebooting it, and it just got boring, right?
Yeah.
So we don't kind of fall into that situation. So, you know, I'm hoping they make a deal down the line. I think it's a very risky move, just getting away from the giant, which is Disney. I say, you know, keep your ties, man. Don't burn those bridges, man, especially with Venom. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
From a fan perspective for Venom, I would say it's very heartbreaking for me, because I now have to go watch the film knowing it's not the character I've always known it to be. And then I have to learn to accept and like him for how they're going to portray him here.
See,
and it's hard, because again, I love Tom Hardy and I love his films too, and I'm sure he's going to do a great job, but I'm just like,
they've kind of disconnected from the fans on this one.
Well, I said it like this, man. It's like having Wolverine and saying he's not part of X-Men. Like, he's a...
Well, yeah, no, that's exactly what they've done, basically. And they've disconnected that, and I think that's where us as fans are going to find it a bit unusual, but I don't know. It's like what happened to me with X-Men. Like, it's taken several movies for me to finally say, oh my god. Well, after I saw Logan, I accepted Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. You know, I saw Days of Future Past. It took me like 12 years to get through it. You know, after watching that first X-Men movie, I was like, what the hell is going on here? What's happening? And then, you know, I continued to go cinema and watch these movies. And then Logan came, man. And I was like, oh my god, like, what happened? Finally, like, I can finally say, even after all the movies they've done, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine for me. You know what I mean? I couldn't see nobody else in that role. But, you know, I think I learned to adapt after, and that's what's happened over the past 10 years. And for us all in that industry, we have to, like, when it comes to, when I do an art piece, like now I'm starting to use my iPad more. Like, my drawing table's sitting upstairs, bro. I hardly use paper and pencil anymore because I find it more my timekeeping is much better if I'm drawing on the iPad. Because I could be sitting on the train or drinking a coffee and I'd be sketching. I don't have to have an area where I used to go to. I'm slowly drawing away from actually physically using paper and a pencil to moving into this digital world. And it's taken me a long time to get to that. I still love the traditional paper and pencil, but digital has taken over. So it's the same thing with the movies, you know.
That's true.
It goes through a process.
From reading comic books to understanding origin stories to then kind of having that translate into animation and these animated TV series versus these cinematic worlds, and then how that kind of reflects back to a comic book, and having, for example, the way Guardians of the Galaxy look now are how people see them now.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't even that team put together when they were the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, if you read the original Infinity War stories, like, they're unknown characters. Like, these are characters nobody will know of. The Guardians of the Galaxy before are a whole different team. I mean, it had, like, a guy from the future who was Captain America 27.
Yeah.
So things like that.
Still a major Venom fan,
Yeah.
It's going to be hard, you know.
We'll give it a chance, man. We'll give it a chance,
of course we
man.
will,
I mean,
of course.
Yeah.
You know what?
Listen,
Because Tom Hardy will make... Sorry.
Tom Hardy, exactly.
Tom
I
Hardy.
Tom Hardy. And even Riz Ahmed. Riz Ahmed's really good as well.
Yeah,
and I
very
think
good actor, yeah.
Because he's going to play that villain. What's the guy's name? What's the villain's name? Riot, yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not familiar with the Riot or anything. And you was reading a little bit about him. Is he from the Carnage thing? Or?
No.
Okay.
And then they also mentioned another female symbiote character.
Okay. Looks like they're going...
Toxin is one.
I'm trying to work. I did see a bit. Ash was watching the interview this morning, and I kind of missed it because I was trying to feed his son. So yeah, little Idris is keeping us busy. But Let's.
End of the day, we're all geeks here. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna come out. We're gonna, even if it was shit.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it was crap, we're still gonna be like, yeah, that was pretty good, you know. Because I done that with Suicide Squad. I came out there, I was like, yeah, man, that was good, man, that was good. And then weeks later, months later, I was like, man, that film was basic. But I still.
So
liked it.
I did that with 2005's 2006 Superman Returns, and remember we came back from Bangladesh. With the day we landed, we ran to the cinema, and I know me, you, and my cousins, we were sitting there thinking, what the hell just happened? But because we were such fans of Superman, we were like,
Yeah.
oh no, it was amazing, it was amazing. It took me 5 years to actually say, they fucked up. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
They messed up with that movie. What the hell was going on? What the hell was Bryan Singer thinking?
They did not have like these little like periods where they messed up. They wouldn't learn from it, and we wouldn't get to where we got to now.
No, you're right. You're so right. And like the thing is, I still watch this movie to this day. There are movies that are really bad that I still watch because I adored them at the time. So they're not really bad movies. They're just films you just watch again. You grew up with it. It's a part.
Yesterday night, I watched the 1989 Dolph Lundgren Punisher, man. That film's basic, but I sat down and watched the whole thing.
I think it's a good film still, bro.
He didn't even have the skull on his.
He had it on the knives, bro. He had the skull on the knives.
Yeah. Just throwing knives and whatnot, and they done his beard shading so it looked like a skull on his face. So you remember that? It was so basic. And then he would just sit there butt naked meditating. I'm like, what's he doing? So anyway.
All right, moving on.
Always good to watch.
No,
but
we'll
let's move on, man. Let's move on. Hey, have you seen Incredibles?
Incredibles? No. Okay, I've been out on a job. I've been doing kind of a bit of traveling.
You've seen it? Well,
Let's get his thoughts.
Little D, what do you think of Incredibles? Come tell us.
Yeah.
What do you think of Incredibles? On the camera, come. Sit down, tell us what your initial thoughts of Incredibles are. You can spoil it if your dad hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Spoil it. Look at the camera, what do you think?
It was good.
Yeah, what do you like about it?
I liked about it when
tell us who's your favorite character in Incredibles? Your favorite character?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The electric guy.
Oh, electric guy.
Oh, one of the new electric guys, the new guy. Oh, okay. I can't remember his name. He was one of the new characters.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, what did you like about it? What was your favorite part of the film?
My favorite part of the film was when Mr. Incredible was like, oh yeah, baby, to the baby.
Yeah. When they really found out the baby had powers, yeah? Yeah.
Baby's Jack, right?
Yeah.
So all I know from The Incredibles was when they left off at the first film, Jack, like all of a sudden had all these powers. I don't know too much, but to me, it almost appeared like he had all of Fantastic Four's characters.
Yeah.
One.
I don't know.
So basically,
Jack would only come out from his thing when you can't see him. A lot of times he would only come out if you would give him a cookie.
Okay, cool.
So he was controlled by emotions. So Jack, if he was upset, he would turn into that big monster thing, and then he'd turn fire. If he was happy or whatever, to get him happy, you need to give him a cookie.
Usually when they would use Jack as a gun, he was like, pew pew. With
he had the laser beam. He went into the fourth dimension. I feel it was pretty cool. I mean, to give a quick review on it from my perspective, I felt like I loved it. I thought it was brilliant, and I felt like Mr. Incredible. I don't know. It was kind of put in a position where I did think the story was predictable. I'm trying not to spoil it too much because Dax hasn't seen it.
It's okay. Just go for it.
no spoilers. Just give your initial.
Well, let's just say it. Spoiler review. Little spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, please look up. Or do that. But I do think the story was a little bit predictable because the same thing happened in the first one, right? Someone wanted to help him and then end up getting betrayed. And then I do think it showed a lot of insecurities in Mr. Fantastic, not Fantastic, Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
He was stuck. He was insecure and very stuck in his own ego. Yeah. So you saw that, right? And then he was trying to find his way of being a dad, like a real human being dad, because he was never been put in that position, and I think his ego always led him out of that until this one, his wife Electrica or whatever, Elastigirl, and that she was the main person that they wanted to invest in, and he felt very insecure about that, and it just goes to show how much ego this guy actually had.
But it's good, I guess, hearing what you're saying right now. It's good because it's very current with the times now, and again, like to have like a female superhero take the lead is what a lot of people are wanting to see. Films like Wonder Woman as well. So it's good to see someone like Mr. Incredible have to take a step back.
Yes, it's a good point.
And then look after the family while a woman is out there creating the team or whatnot. Right?
No, so true. I think what Pixar have done is absolutely amazing. I mean, they did a second part of a movie that came out 14 years ago, to give the movie the same look and feel as 14 years ago as well. It was a really nice... a really nice tribute and comeback to what Pixar are originally about, and they always got a very underlying story to what they show, basically. I love the little animation they showed before that called, is it Bao or Bai?
Oh yeah, Bao, yeah.
And it's about the dumpling?
Yeah, I think it was about the bolo bao, the little Chinese buns.
Yeah, that's right.
Little Chinese animation,
Yeah, so that was...
Yes, exactly, from that scene. They picked
up basically, they picked up the movie right from that scene. As you said, the story is predictable, but it's got some great moments in the movie, man, and it really made me... It took me back like 14 years of when I first saw the first Incredibles, and I love the fact that a movie can do that without giving it... They didn't advance it. I thought they were going to make the animation better and things like that, but they kept to the original look, which I loved. I'm all about visual, so if you could keep something like the true part of that movie real still, then I'm gonna enjoy the second one. And they've only done that with a few films, and I think something like a lot of people didn't enjoy it, but the way Rogue One was directed and the way it was shot and the film and the feel and the touch of it reminded me of the old Star Wars. But when they started doing the newer ones, it doesn't have that... I don't know, it doesn't have that touch, which is quite difficult. And I know Rogue One got slated, but I still think it's a great movie, so we'll leave it as that.
I preferred Rogue One to some of the new ones,
I did like Solo. I know not many people did.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I thought it was good,
It's a good movie. Like, I wouldn't say anything... I've got a couple of favourite scenes where Solo and Chewbacca meet and he starts speaking in Chewbacca's home tongue voice.
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite scenes. It was nice to see how they met up. I think Lando, it's Lando, isn't it? Lando, Calrissian, Childish Gambino, Danny Glover. He's a wicked actor. I think he's amazing. I think they're going to be using his voice in the new Spider-Man as well. I think in Into the Spider-Verse. So, so I'm looking forward to that.
Look, with Solo, you have to remember, man. Every one of those characters were brand new.
Yep.
Right. So that's a risky move, and like we said, you're not... I mean, in regards to the actors, the characters are old, but the actors are new, and it's hard to take away Harrison Ford's face from Han Solo.
Yeah.
That's a tough mission that they had to do.
That's a tough mission.
I enjoyed it. I don't think it was one of my favorites, but I definitely sat there and enjoyed it. And thought, this is cool.
Yeah, no, I did. Definitely.
Solo did a great job.
Yeah.
One of the things that I liked the most about it was... Okay, one was the relationship with him and Chewbacca, but the other was how he was throwing in the line where I got a good feeling about this. And this is before this story began, right?
Yeah.
So much stuff would have happened to change his character and turn him into who he then becomes.
Yeah.
For that to come, I've got a bad feeling. So he was able to still hold or bring Solo to life and keep the charisma of this this kind of pirate, space pirate or whatnot, but who's still out there to try to kind of take the universe in front of it by storm.
No, of course.
You could. I mean, all in all, I mean, we did get sidetracked in Solo, but Incredibles, it is. Go watch it.
It's a good movie, definitely.
Bringing it back to Incredibles, one thing I found interesting with what you were saying was the the story aspect and how you kind of felt with the characters. And what's funny is that when Pixar originally started and became successful, it was because in a full-length feature animated film, they were able to tap into stories that people can relate to and identify themselves with. These, for example, let's say toys, for example, Toy Story or whatnot, identify like themselves with these toys or whatnot. So to hear that that this sequel is kind of still kind of you were able to kind of
it's so human.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think with Pixar movies, they've always kept that, I don't know, that thoughtful part to it. I mean, when I watched, what was it? What was the one with the emotions in the head?
Emojis.
No, not emoji, bro.
With the emotions.
Emotions. Inside Out. Inside Out. Okay.
Brilliant.
Okay, so I think that movie is like one of my favorite Pixar movies. Yeah. That just relates so well.
I don't think Inside Out was Pixar. I think that one was.
Disney.
No.
DreamWorks.
Was that DreamWorks?
Yeah.
Is
Was
it?
it?
Hold up, man. I'm gonna have to double check that.
Yeah. Was it 21st Century Fox?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, man, that might be the one thing they done good. No, I'm joking. What's it called?
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
G-Man, look at
Could be
this.
wrong.
G-Man, look at this.
I'm seeing Wolverine, yeah?
No,
Inside.
look. Boom.
Inside Out.
I could be wrong.
Where does it say? The same thing to do.
No, it's Pixar.
Pixar,
Is
yeah?
it? Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's okay.
Well, yeah, so I mean, look, yeah, you're right. I mean, well, they, like you said, Pixar and Disney are good to like you say, they make these animation movies, but they make them human, they make them relatable to human beings and everyday things. So kids will watch them, and then adults will watch it, and then as an adult, you probably want to cry more because you relate to it, you feel into it. You know what I mean? You know, there's some films that you watch as a kid, and then you watch it as an adult, and you're like, oh man, that's deep. Like, I didn't notice that as a kid, but as an adult, you feel it. You're like,
Yeah, no.
makes
I remember when we
It was
watched. It's like if any movie can do that to you, they've done it great. The director, the director of photography, they knew what they wanted to share in that moment, and if you could get that on film or animation, then you've done your job, man. You've done a great job as well in the process of it. So when we started this podcast, we don't say anything. What's the word? I connect. How can I say this? It's like you can't. You know, like what happened with Zack Snyder, yeah. You know, everybody was on his case, blah blah blah, this and that, and like, I will always praise directors whether the movies. I don't know if people say it's bad or not bad or whatever. You don't know what it's like to be behind that camera trying to deal with 100 people. Like, you go make a movie, you try and do that job.
Everything for that as well, you know.
You know what I mean? So it's a very hard, tough industry. It's a lot of criticism to take in the process, but like, I'm not there to judge anybody or say anything. Or you know, I'd rather, you know, yes, the movie didn't do great, but it's hard work trying to put that shit.
We always say that we're trying to look at the positive side of things, and we do have movies that are like, oh, that's so basic. But we always try to give them a chance. But I mean, the one thing, as long as we respect what the directors, the actors, and all them guys have done behind it, I mean, we gotta give them the props. Like I say, I hate it. I hate it when people say, "Oh, I hate that actor because I don't like the way he acts and the way he looks. I'll never watch any of his movies." Like, I don't. It don't make no sense. Like, for example, I don't really like who's this Spider-Man? Garfield.
Yeah.
I don't really like him as an actor. However, I watched his film, the Hacksaw Ridge and whatnot, and that was a brilliant film. And I was like, just because I don't like him as an actor does not mean I'm gonna watch the movie that he's made. You know what I mean? Because they're brilliant. So you gotta give respect to. You can't just be like, oh, I hate them, so I'm never gonna watch their movies.
No, of course.
I don't know. But we're different. Remember, our minds are open, man. So we're just gonna, you know, not everyone's like us. Everyone has their opinions.
Of course.
Again, people are gonna watch this podcast and cuss us now. Like, look at these three chiefs. doing it. You know what I mean? Like we said in the beginning with James Gunn, the internet opens it up for anyone, someone in Alaska right now cussing us. You know what I mean? It gives
No,
them
no,
that
of course,
option.
of course, of
So
course, of course.
that's the reality.
But yeah, like
anyway, no
but
offense
yeah.
to people in Alaska.
No, no, that's right. All right, let's move on. So I'm gonna start breaking into what's happening in San Diego Comic-Con at the moment now. So 2018, they've got all sorts of madness going on right now. I've got actually a friend who's there at the moment. Her name is the aspiring Kryptonian. So she's at San Diego Comic-Con. She's got to see all the trailers and be in all the geeky places. She sent loads of photos, and I'm like, I can't believe like you're there. I want to be there right now. But I'm gonna go through all the trailers they brought out. I don't know, Dax, did you get to see most of the trailers?
I did see some of the trailers
My
today.
dad's brother's at the Comic Con.
Yeah, his brothers are there too. His Dax's little brother's there too because he lives in San Diego, right?
He lives in LA, but you know, you can't live in that area and be a huge fan.
No, go exactly, yeah.
So,
Oh, one day.
Go for the trailers.
I'm gonna go. So basically, I'm gonna list all of them, and then so basically you had the trailer for Teen Titans Teens come out, Young Justice 3, Aquaman movie, Shazam movie, Glass, Godzilla,
There's also going to be Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beast as well. So we have had all these trailers come out, and me and Gilman and my brother, we've been reacting to all of them. But which one has been your favorite one so far? Let's talk about that one.
Go on, Dax. What was yours?
I gotta say, surprisingly, is Shazam. Like for me, you know, at the beginning, I knew about the film. I saw the casting. I was kind of like, oh my god. And then seeing like pictures, and I was like, this is gonna be really bad. And then I woke up today. A friend of mine had tagged me in a trailer, and I watched it, and it started off dark. You know, it looked really cool. It is that story of Billy Batson, and then all of a sudden he turns into Shazam, and I couldn't stop laughing when the guy was saying, "Say my name." Yeah. I just kind of laughed, and then he was just like Shazam. And then, you know, they threw in some humor, him kind of becoming the superhero he is. I loved it. Yeah. And for me now, I'm sold on the film. I'm sold on the character, the universe that it's part of.
Yeah.
Obviously being Justice League universe, I thought it was great.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. I watched it as well. And same thing, when we saw the pictures, it just looked so goofy, right?
Yeah.
When you see it, it's like, I don't know, Black Man or something. Remember
Yeah.
Black Man with it kind of like that. But then you watch the trailer, and I was like, yes, finally, a colourful, funny DC movie, man. Because yes, it's in that universe. You saw the little Batman cameos and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think the kid was wearing an Aquaman t-shirt.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And then
That's right.
Superman is. But then he was funny, like you said. It was colourful. He was cracking jokes. There was so much humour behind it. I was like, man, this could be our first. You know, like I've always said, like with DC, I think they've always relied on the popularity of Batman and Superman, right?
Yeah.
They're the most popular characters ever. So they just made crappy films. Well, no, they tried to make good films. They turned out to be crap and just relied on the popularity. Now I think DC, we're making their single movies. This could be the opportunity to make likable characters, and I think Shazam, honestly, could be their first major likable character that not everyone really knows about.
Yeah, it shows something very successful because you touched up on a point. Was that, you know, the studios rely on the big guns to just kind of take it away.
That's right.
And when they threw in Aquaman was just thrown into the Justice League, and then you had Justice League film, and what you're getting now is the new Aquaman film that's going to explain a bit more to other people that don't know who Aquaman is. Whereas a character like Shazam, no one knows as well, but there's this little fresh start. You know, Aquaman was already thrown in. So now you're going to watch Aquaman, but Shazam is like, who's Shazam? And you see this trailer, and it's got everything. It's the DC universe. It's got humor, the origin story. It's, you know, watercolors.
Yeah.
Well, it's good.
One thing already, Kim. Sorry, we'll get your. I've been talking so much, but one thing already that I'm already excited about is just by watching the trailer and watching how Shazam's character is going to be. I'm already excited to see how he's going to interact when he first meets Superman, when he first meets Batman and them guys. You know what I mean? Because he's already excited to be like, I'm a superhero. You know what I mean? We never got that with Justice League. You know, Avengers done it so good. They made all these individual films and made you get to know all these individuals. So when they put them together, you were curious to see how they'll interact.
Yeah, so
Justice League and DC never gave us that. But I think this will be the first time they give us this, and I think the way they're portraying Shazam will be the best way to get him in, and they'll be like, all right, I wonder how he's going to interact when he meets Batman, because he's already excited. You know what I mean? So that's going to be awesome.
It'll open up massively because remember what happened with Guardians of the Galaxy, bro? Nobody knew who the hell they were. And the same thing with Shazam. He's not he's been in the mythos of the DC universe for over 70 years. Yeah, so general fans will know who Shazam is, but like for the movie world, you know, for the outside open universe, they had to bring a character in that's going to be childish. You know what I mean? Same thing. Billy doesn't know how to use all of these powers and stuff like that. He's been bestowed these powers. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. And they needed a lighter coloured type of movie as well. They need a light-hearted movie as well. Something that's going to be a bit more connecting to kids that are going through that at the moment as well. To give them a bit more help, like hope and a bit more strength as well. That remember, the character of Shazam is still a kid inside of Shazam. He has to grow as a child and mature as a child to become this guy who has all of these powers. You know what I mean? He's gonna learn a lot in this movie, and I think it's gonna be good, man. I'm gonna enjoy this as well. I got excited. You know that scene when he says Shazam and he just blows up? I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that was awesome. Now, I think finally, man, like we've been saying, DC just should forget universe now. I mean, they're in the universe, but just do standalone movies.
Yeah,
make a bunch of characters that we all want to know and get to know and love, and then put them together. Because they just rushed and lumped everyone together and just relied on Batman and Superman and kind of Wonder Woman to carry the show. But I think, honestly, I think if Shazam, the trailer looked awesome. I personally feel if the movie holds up to what the trailer looks like, he could be one of my favorite DC movie characters right now. You know what I mean? Because it would be so fun to watch.
It will be.
I hope so.
I've got to say one thing though. I don't know if you guys have checked it out yet. I know I've sent it to you already, Gilman. But try and watch the Justice League Unlimited Fan Edition. Yeah. So
it's on the hard drive. Haven't seen it yet.
It's amazing, bro. It's made me fall in love with the movie even more now. So basically, I was supposed to get his name.
This is.
So I'll get his name, and I'm gonna do another review on this as well after. But it's a fan who had bought the movie on Blu-ray and really he likes the movie, but he really wanted to give it the feel that the past two movies had given us. So my man took it onto himself. He re-edited the movie, color-coded the movie, added all the deleted scenes. Changed the soundtrack to bring Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL back into it. It's amazing.
Wow.
He made Justice League.
So this is a fan. This is not Zack Snyder's cut. This is a fan.
This is a fan's cut, but it's a tribute to Zack Snyder. Like, he made it because he knew that the studio kind of took control over it, and Joss Whedon didn't, have much control over what they put back into the movie, and we got ourselves a great movie. I'm telling you, bro. When you watch it, you're gonna be shocked. It's like watching a whole different movie. The color coding alone changed the whole fact of the movie. Because when we saw it in cinema, it kept on jumping, didn't it? So, but yeah, that was on the DC case. That was on the DC run.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll check that out, man. We'll check that out. What do you think of the other trailers, real quick, man? Aquaman. There was also a Dragon Ball Z trailer that you didn't mention, but new Dragon Ball Z
yes.
movie.
Dragon Ball Z.
Always, I'm a big fan of that. What do you think, Aquaman? What do you think of Glass?
So, Aquaman, I'm looking forward to it. It looks absolutely epic. I think James Wan is an amazing director as well. I feel like visually it's going to be stunning. It looks stunning. The looks look great. But we need a good, strong story, man. If you're going to give this character his own movie, and that usually people take the piss out of Aquaman because he's always on land. What is he going to do? He needs water around him. He needs his fishes. You know what I mean? I want them to give him... I'm hoping for a good story for this guy. The trailer looks epic. And I think Jason Momoa is the perfect look for what they did. They changed the look. I think Zack Snyder made a really good decision on putting somebody completely different that doesn't look like the comic book character into this role, because it will give us a new, fresh look to it.
Orange jumper. The orange jumper and the green pants, whatever he's got, that's a kind of a basic look. So, no,
I know,
agree.
no, but it'd be
This film they
interesting
got
to
is
see
gonna
what
be
they do.
awesome.
It'd be interesting to see what they do, bro. I'm looking forward to Glass. M Night Shyamalan coming back with Samuel Jackson, James McAvoy, and Bruce Willis. I am actually really excited about that because Unbreakable is one of my favorite movies. That's like my top 5 list of favorite movies in the world. It's the movie that was a superhero movie, but nobody knew what it was really. Like, you know, what was it that Quentin Tarantino said? It was like, what if Superman lived on this earth and didn't know he was super?
I was saying to G-Man earlier, it's kind of funny, because, I mean, we all know that Glass is a trilogy, but when you actually sit back and you think of it as a trilogy, like, you forget, like, Split, like, was...
A part
like,
of it.
when I first watched that, I didn't really think that was part of this whole universe. I just thought it was this dark, twisted kind of film, and only at the end it gave tribute to
Unbreakable.
To Unbreakable, and then now we're having Glass come out, and then you now see this big picture of it's an actual trilogy piece that was never designed to be that way.
Yeah, that's right.
That was so smartly written that now you're getting this, and it's kind of, it's very different to like all the other superhero films that you see out there. Which is
No, definitely, because
first was.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, like each movie will represent each character, and that's really good. Like, very good.
Because I was saying that as well. When I first when Split came out, I actually was like, I'm gonna go watch it, and then someone told me it's a part of the universe. It actually made me go watch it. But I remember watching it, I forgot completely that it was a part of this Unbreakable universe until the very end.
And that's good.
But this one looks like you said, number 3 is gonna be about Mr. Glass. I mean, you can hear from the narrations in the movie and whatnot that. I almost took it as in like he's actually excited that this is happening because he's such a comic book geek, right?
He is.
He believed in Bruce Willis so much, right? Finding his opposite on the other end of the spectrum because he kept him breaking, so he knew there was someone unbreakable. But now that he's seen that he has a super villain, it brings his comic books to life. This is the way I'm taking the trailer, you know? I think Jackson's character is actually genuinely happy that there's a super villain out there. And he's ready for the world to see that we exist. There's a hero, a super villain, and him.
The mastermind.
The
mastermind. He's the mastermind, bro. His IQ levels are over the roof. I mean, like one of my favorite scenes is that scene in the first movie where the guy comes in. He was like, "I want to buy something for my son. He's 11 years old," and he was like, "Get out of the shop. Get out of the shop. This is art, and you're gonna give it to like it was." He's passionate about it, and I love the fact that M. Night Shyamalan is bringing this. I know he's had a tough ride, very tough ride, and I'm gonna stand by it. I still love most of his movies. I think as a director, it's very hard to please. You're not gonna please everybody, yeah. But there are gonna be a handful of people that are gonna appreciate the work that you do, because like movies like, is it The Lady in the Water, Signs, There's another favorite in there. Village. That was a really good film. The Village.
I'm not sure if you saw it. It was the elevator. There was this.
Yes, the horror one.
Yeah, they all get trapped in the elevator. I think you got to give M. Night Shyamalan a lot of credit. He's used to his style. Not everyone likes his storytelling, but he's very consistent.
Very unique
stories. So you got to give a lot of credit to a guy
definitely.
Comes out with things when the easy answer is let's just copy this book. Let's just come out with a film.
Exactly.
The reboot. He everything he's doing is all in.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think everyone's trying to do this universe thing because Marvel's done it, and he's done it the smartest way. Obviously, putting Marvel aside, trying to make a universe movie, he's done it so smart with Unbreakable, Split, and now Glass.
That's why he originally started with Unbreakable. It was how do I tell a story where it could live in our world for the birth of superheroes.
Yeah.
And this was way before Marvel hit their success.
Exactly.
And everything else, right? And so now seeing that in this world, this superhero age, where to make a superhero film is instant success. For a guy like him to go back and say, well, why don't I just come back, revisit this, and then just bring in my own universe, which is actually more real than everything else.
Exactly, and it works. It works so good. He did. I think he's a great writer, so I'm looking forward to this. I think Glass is the one that I'm most looking forward to because I'm such a fan of Unbreakable. And Split surprised the hell out of me. When that last scene kicked in, I was like, oh my god, like I want more. So he's given us Glass, so I'm quite happy about that. Other than that, I mean, Dragon Ball Z trailer was really good, so it's good to go back to even more of a childhood and seeing the Super Saiyans doing what they do best and going crazy. And it was a good trailer, man. Good fun trailer. I love the animation. I've always been a big fan of the animation, so I know you and my younger brother, you and Ash followed it more, but I could still sit there.
Cartoon Network days.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Cartoon Network days.
But I remember when we said they should show it, and then one fight scene would take 4 days for it to actually happen. But we sit there, let's just wait for it to happen.
That's right.
I'm a big fan. This one's gonna be awesome. It's got Broly in it, which I think is Goku's half brother or something like that.
Okay.
Vegeta was the one who got me into the damn show, so I'm glad he's still in it. They still got the same voices.
Yeah,
back in
that's
the
right.
Network
Which is
days.
really good.
No voices have changed. That's epic. So yeah, man. I mean, I think there's gonna be more, right? I mean, is the San Diego Comic Con still going on, right?
Well, today's Sunday, so it's going to be finishing up
Was
today.
it done? It's gonna be.
I think it's going to be finishing up today, and then
watch the space, man. So much going on.
yeah, no, that's right. And then you've got the trailer for Godzilla came out, which was all right.
Okay.
But yeah, we will. I mean, there's so much going on at the moment now. I mean, let me just double check everything's there. But yeah, I think that's it, bro, man. I mean, it's been a busy week. A lot's been happening in the movie, the comic book world. I started reading Punisher Max as well, but I'll do a separate review on that. So, guys, we've still got loads more to come. I've got giveaways, guys. I've got Lara Croft Funko Pop to give away to anybody in the world. Drop a comment below. Show us your support. A massive thank you to everybody. A massive thank you for Dax and Little D joining us today as well. Thank you very much, man. And G-Man, always a pleasure to catch up with you, bro. This has been ongoing, and it's always been, you know, something that we've look. It's like 35, bro. That's 35 weeks we've been doing this. Amazing.
So, like I said, man, jet lagged or not, man, mad tired. We got guests.
Yeah.
We just do it, bro. Every week, let's do it, man. So,
no.
As always, that you created this channel and allowed us to just express ourselves on it. So
that's right.
This is awesome,
right.
bro.
But yeah.
Keep your artwork up. I love seeing your art, man.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll be honest, with like everything going on in life at the moment now, I'm currently buying a house and I'm gonna have a child, man, and I'm excited. I'm gonna be a dad, and guys, that's big news as well. That's part of the podcast. I haven't told everybody, but yes, I'm going to be a dad. I'm excited. I'm gonna be a parent. I've been waiting for a long time, so yes, me and the beautiful wife gonna have a child. We're in the process of buying a house, so it's been quite stressful, but I will get back onto the artwork, guys, as promised. I've got loads more stuff to come out, and there's other interesting things that have been happening, projects I've been working on that I will share with the world very soon. But for the moment, I'll be keeping up with our weekly videos and our weekly podcast with my brother. But yeah, no, I can't thank you guys enough. You keep subscribing. You guys always show love. What more can I say? It's an overwhelming feeling, and I love you guys. That's all I can say.
Awesome. Cool, bro.
But listen, sorry, I'm running in and out because I got to get ready. I got to go pick up a customer's art piece. I'm not sure if you guys are on Instagram. Check out Kibla Ahmed Art. Check out Gilman187. Dax?
Yeah, just Dax_creative, I guess.
There you go. Guys, massive thank you to Dax and Little D joining us today on the podcast. You guys are absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Wicked. Alright, man. Cool, kids. Well, have a good day, man. We'll catch up soon.
Take care,
These
sir.
guys
One love.
are going to be home now. Everyone's got to go to school tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Take care, little man. See you later. Peace.
Alright, guys. Peace.
Cool. Let's